Character Animator will allow you to create animated puppets based on facial recognition. So students can create their own little puppets based on what they're saying and how their body is moving. It's a wonderful little tool that kids are going to absolutely love. Now to begin, what we'll do is we'll open up an After Effects composition. So I'll just click on After Effects and I'll go File, Open Adobe Character Animator. When I do that, I'm faced with now this interface. So I need to import a puppet, so I'll go Puppet, New Puppet in Photoshop. So to begin with, we're given this default puppet. There are other puppets we can choose from. And in here we can change things. We can change the character's head, we can change his eyebrows, his eyes, his face, the colours of his clothing. But for the moment I'll just leave it as it is. So I'll just kind of close that down, and when we go back to Animator, now you can see we've got this puppet. Next thing we need to do is to enable the facial recognition. So this little box here, that's got camera and microphone. So what we need to do is click on this one, that switches on the camera on your computer, and there's me. And now you may notice there's all these red dots that have attached to my eyes and my mouth. So as I move my head, the puppet moves his head. As I speak, the puppet mimics me. So there we go. So it's as simple as that. So now I'm ready to make a little recording. So to do that, I will just click down here and click on the little red button and record. Hello, my name is Terry. Today we are doing an Adobe Character Animator tutorial. This is a tutorial that I know that your students will absolutely love. Bye! And then I click off the recording and then it'll prepare the scene for me. You may notice that by just dragging the mouse on the arms, I can move the arms as well. Now, what did we get? Let's have a look. So I'll just go back to the beginning of the timeline there and go play. Hello, my name is Terry. Today we are doing an Adobe Character Animator tutorial. This is a tutorial that I know that your students will absolutely love. Bye! Okay, so now that's pretty much all I have to do. So now I need to export it so as I can fine-tune it inside Adobe After Effects. So I'll go File, Export, whoops, I just need to make sure I've got everything highlighted, File, Export, PNG, Sequence and Wave. So that's going to send all the pictures and all the audio for me. I'll call it Character Animator tutorial, and I'll save it on my desktop. Save. So what it's doing is it's exporting a series of frames or still images. It's similar to stop motion, and then it puts it all together and makes it into a little movie. Now while I'm waiting for that to export, I'll open up After Effects and I'll import a background. I'll go import a file, and I'll go and find a nice piece of video or something to put in as a background. I think I've got some stuff saved here on my desktop. It takes a little while. Desktop. I think I've got some footage in here, and we'll maybe use some of the footage that we used earlier on. And I'll go open. So now I'll just new composition. I'll make it, yep, that's okay. I'll go okay. And I'll just drag that down here. Yep, and I'll just pull this timeline over a little bit here. Make it about 30 seconds, or I'll make it 25 seconds, I don't think it'll... And then I'll just go right click, trim comp to work area. So that makes my composition about 25 seconds, which is probably about the same length as what the video I just made. Let's go back and see how we're going with our character animator export. It's telling me I've got 1 minute and 16 seconds left. Now, what we do is we go File, we're back in After Effects now, and we want to import that little character animator folder that we've just created. I'll go File. Instead of going Import, as we would normally do to import footage, we're going to go Scripts. So File, Scripts, and then we scroll down to where it says New Comp from Character Animator Recording. I'll click on that, and I'll go and find out where I've saved it on my desktop. Okay, let's have a look. Where is it? Character Animator Tutorial. Now, this is important. What we need to do is just select the first. What we've got here is a series of images, all different still images from the Character Animator project that we just made. So, just click on the first image. We don't have to select all of them. And we go Open. Now that creates a new composition. What I want to do is now go back to our original composition and select Character Animator Tutorial, this guy here. Actually this one here, sorry, this second one here, it's got all this series of images. We place that just over where it's got the footage that we've just put in. And now we have our chap, and I'll also just select the WAV file, which is the audio, and select that as well. So now we have our little friend here ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on where it's the top one that says Character Tutorial, and I'll just, this little arrow here, I'll just scroll that down so that it opens up, and then click on Transform. And then where it's got scale, I can adjust the size of our little man, and where it's got position, I can adjust where he sits in the frame. So, and then I'll move him across to the left. Okay, and we can actually animate him from within After Effects. So I'll move this, get the scale right, I get the position right, and there's a little what looks like a timer there. I click on that, and I click on where it's on position, and I click on scale, and that creates what we call keyframes. These two little dots here. Now what I'm going to do is move my playhead to the end of my composition, and what I'm going to do is go back to where it's got position, and where it's got 350 there on the left hand side, I'll just stretch that across, and to do that we can animate him to move across the screen as the movie progresses. I can do the same thing with the scale as well. I go back here, by using these little arrows I can go back to keyframes. I'll go on scale and move him over here, and I can actually make him increase in size a little bit as well, just to give it a little bit of movement, and maybe just pull that keyframe to the very end. Okay, so now I have this little chap. It's kind of hard to see it within After Effects when it hasn't been rendered. It takes a little while to render. So what I'm going to do now is go... Actually, his little feet are getting lost, so I'll go back to where it's got position. There, and I'll just move him up so as we don't lose his feet. So his feet should be in the frame all the way through. Oops, okay, no, we're kind of... And go back down there. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, I might just scale them up a little bit to... And now we're ready to export. So I'll go File, Composition, Add to Render Queue. Now this sends up this little output box. I'll just click on that. I'll call it Character Animator Movie. I'll save, and then on this little box here, this can make it a little easier for ourselves. We can choose what codecs we need to use, so we can try to fit them in with what our normal editing codec might be. Most of the time I use ProRes, so I'll go Apple ProRes, but that can be MPEG or H.264 or whatever. So I'll go OK, OK, and then click Render. Once we've rendered our composition, we just hide After Effects, have a look at what our little movie looks like. Here we go, and we can take this into Premiere if we want to edit it some more. But let's have a look. Hello, my name is Terry. Today we are doing an Adobe Character Animator tutorial. This is a tutorial that I know that your students will absolutely love. Bye. So what a cool program Character Animator is, and you can just imagine the amount of fun that students and kids will have with this. Thank you.